There we are. Welcome, friends. Hope everybody's doing great. Hope you can hear us well. Hope you can see us well. We're gonna be playing El Hijo for, well, not the first time, but for the first time in a long time.
Yes, has been a while.
It's been a while. It's about ready to get released next week, which we're all super excited for, obviously.
Yes. Yeah.
December 3rd. You know, mark the day. Thursday, yeah, next Thursday, and yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool,
Awesome.
and we're gonna look into it. My name is Konsti. I'm with Felix, who is the lead tester of El Hijo. We're in the Handy Games headquarters. Yeah, I'd say, you know, you all kind of know what to expect. The game's been teased for a while. And yeah, maybe one thing we're gonna, if I switch over to the Let's Play screen, we're gonna hop in to one of the, well, not the later levels, but we're not gonna play the very first levels because many of you may already have seen those in other showcases or Let's Plays or whatever. So we're gonna hop into the library and go from there for a little bit. Obviously, we don't want to spoil too much.
Yeah, so we're not gonna play the later levels for story purposes.
Yeah, we're not gonna show the super late levels, but yeah, we thought this is a good middle ground, and yeah, let's get into it.
Hop right in.
Hey, Noob Gamer, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome.
So, yeah, I mean, as the level name suggests,
Let's turn up the volume a little bit. Actually, the menu music is quite loud.
yeah, the in-game is not as
In-game
loud.
sound is, you know, obviously, it being a stealth game, you don't have the fanfares all the time.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, as you might have guessed, we are in a library, which is going to be more obvious once we make our way down there. And this is, like Konsti said, still kind of the start of the game. You're still in the monastery itself, trying to find the way out. And on your way, you will need to get through the library part right here.
Yeah, so one of the first, so all the levels are sort of interconnected, right?
Yep.
And the first greater area of the game is the monastery that you're trying to escape from.
Yep.
So this is still part of that monastery. But again, you know, it's level 6, I believe.
Yes, it's level 6.
We're already into the game a little bit.
Can you say how many levels?
Sorry?
Can you say how many levels you will have? Yes, right.
Yeah, I think there's 30 levels.
It's 30
yeah,
levels, so
yeah,
we
yeah.
are still pretty much at the beginning of,
Yeah.
of
First,
the game.
yeah.
Once we get a better view, or into a better position, I can show you the whole library. But for now, we need to get past these two guys here.
The library is, I think, one of the relatively large levels.
Yes, it is.
Maybe it's not the largest, I would say, probably not even close. But yeah, all the levels obviously are of different size. They tend to get larger towards the end, but
Yep.
yeah.
Um,
Hey Max.
yeah, for the library, I think I like this name a lot because there is like a few ways around the library. So there's not one clear path that you have to take, but you can take a few routes through it, and you will have to take a few routes to find all the children you want to
Right,
inspire.
yeah, that's one mechanic maybe that we might want to explain is there's other children in the monastery in all, I think, or at least almost all the levels. Maybe
Almost
not all of them,
not
but
everyone,
yeah.
not everywhere, but in most of them there's a few children. And so me risks inspiring one of them already. One monocular thing with a telescope. And then here's the other one that seems to be asleep during a lecture.
Relatable.
Yeah. So we're gonna see what we can do. And usually you give them some fun stuff to do.
Yeah.
Like throwing paper planes.
Yeah, and it depends. It really depends on the situation. Every kid is a bit different.
Now we're gonna get like the foot, like this
Yeah.
splat sound.
Yeah,
Footsteps.
it's pretty realistic
Yeah,
actually.
the
It's like,
naked foot on.
that's what I sound like when I sneak to the fridge at night.
Not sneaking through the desert, but rather sneaking through the kitchen.
Yeah.
On the way to some dessert.
Yeah. Good old midnight snack.
Boy.
But yeah, So the first levels that you may or may not have seen already in other, formats, during, events or anything. Seen the first couple levels are relatively linear, I would say, whereas these, larger mid-game sort of levels have a lot of different ways you can approach them. And also those kids that we've talked about that you can inspire, those are sort of like side quests, I would say, so you don't have to inspire all the kids to beat the level, but it's a nice challenge on the side.
Yes, and you will, not sure, it's not spoiling probably, but sure enough more kids you inspire, the better.
Yeah.
Better off you will be later. And they also give you some, not now, but later in the levels, they will give you some toys to play with that will help you master some of the puzzles that the game is going to throw your way. So it is definitely useful to at least try and get most of them. And for this playthrough, I think we will try to get most of the kids. I'm sure if we can get every one.
If we miss one or two, that's fine. The people out there find them themselves.
Yeah. You can see at the start of level how many you have to rescue. Yeah. I could also show it here. You can see it on the ticket, maybe just for information purposes.
Maybe if I could show it with mouse, like over here.
We have 2 out of 3.
It says that we've got 2 out of 3.
It's kind of like an idea how many you need to find. It varies from I think 1 to 6 per level. So. And also like what you said before, that the level layout kind of, so some of them are more linear, some of them are like this one. And it very much depends on the context of the level, kind of. Like the library is very twisted because it's this big, and there might be other levels who are pretty straightforward. Just because of the architecture of the level. So I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then also the challenges within each level are different depending on the level. So obviously here, obviously the main challenge in most levels is don't get caught. So, that's always kind of there. But obviously here, one of the challenges is to actually just find your way, because you can get lost in this level if you don't know it very well.
I did before,
Yeah, well, me too, definitely. Whereas other levels, for example, well, I don't want to spoil anything, but other levels are more, timing is more relevant rather than finding the way. So finding your way is pretty easy in some levels, but you have to time everything correctly so you don't get caught or don't get hurt or whatever. So yeah, it really depends on the level, which is also enjoyable. That not every level is the same, obviously.
Can I tone down my sound a bit?
Yeah, sure.
Loud. Right, so on to the sanctuary. Managed to escape from the library and inspired all children, and now we are in the sanctuary. Which is also pretty cool because we're going to see a very big organ in this game, which I think is very impressive.
Yeah, it's
very
atmospheric.
Big,
I would say,
these church mosaic windows. I'm sure they're called in English, but
that's a good question.
Cool.
Yeah, there's probably a word for it.
Very fancy word for it.
Yeah.
That I don't know.
I can.
You can also hear the organ in the soundtrack of the level, which is
as long as you're close enough to it.
Window right here is what I'm talking about.
Hey Siri, what do you call a church window? Stained glass window. An oculus.
I like
Oculus? Is that right?
Let's take Oculus.
Well, you see it right here. You know what we're on about.
It looks pretty cool, also with the light shining through it.
Yeah.
The organ sound. Underlining this.
Yeah. The art style is great. Obviously, it's one of the big strengths of this game. I feel like personally, to me, obviously art is always in the eye of the beholder, but
very cute.
To me, it's one of the big things that Hijo is doing. Right? Art style.
I do agree.
very unique. So yeah, this is, you know, obviously your classic puzzle section, I would say. It's, I mean, it's straightforward in the way of how it works, like what you have to do is, okay, obviously, you know, you need to find the right letters at the right time and all that stuff, but, you know, that's one of the challenges in this level, for example.
We can also sneak it at a glance at the desert,
Yeah.
waiting for us later, once we manage to get out here, but
Yeah.
still a few levels to go.
Oh yeah.
And we have the guy frantically playing the organ.
He's so into it.
Yeah. There's also 2 ways that we can go.
Yeah.
There's the Aptus lady.
Fun fact, I think that monk singing there, that was me.
You did some.
I did some of the voice lines for the monks, yeah. Well, there's multiple people who did the voice lines, obviously, because there's multiple monks, but I did some of them. Yeah, and what we did was we just basically sat there and recorded, you know, all these, because they don't really speak, right?
No.
They don't talk, they just make weird noises depending on what the situation is. So we were just sitting there going, aha! Like as deeply as we could, and then our sound guy even had to like lower the pitch still because none of us had like real monks' voices, I guess.
Yeah, they're always very deep.
Yeah. So yeah. So it's some of those are my voice, but not really because it's altered. Is what I'm saying, I guess.
But it is your voice.
But yeah.
So,
The mother actually has been voiced by Anna. You may know if you've watched the stream before. She's here a lot of the time.
where's
Yeah,
voice?
so El Hijo's mom, basically, that you see in the tutorial and in the cutscenes and stuff.
Whereas like voice is like this game is not really voice.
I mean, yeah,
so to say.
again, nobody's really talking at any time.
We said
yeah.
it for the monks, we didn't
Yeah.
say it for any other cast. It's
Yeah.
it lives from like the music and they are mumbling or sometimes.
Yeah, they make like heavy noises, scared noises, stuff like that. Yeah, voiced is maybe not the right term, but well, I guess it is.
Yeah.
It's still your voice, right?
Yeah. It's just
But yeah, yeah.
Alright, so now we found the first toy. And as we already touched on, I think, we will find several toys throughout the game, different toys, that you will need, that you can and will have to use to solve some of the puzzles, or to get some past some of the monks or other NPCs.
So in this case, this monk, as you can see by the little music notes on top of his head, he's whistling or something, and he won't hear the rocks that you can throw or shoot shoot with your slingshot. So he's not going to react to those rocks, but he'll see the toy soldier, obviously,
And he will go investigate.
and he will go and investigate that. So that's, I feel like that's a cool little example of good game design, is where, hey, here's a new mechanic, and here's a very easy example of how it works. Obviously, in the future, those situations will get more difficult to decipher, and where do I actually need to use the toy soldier?
Yeah, but it's becoming pretty obvious what they want you
Exactly,
to do.
but it's that's a good way of easing players into a new mechanic. I feel like is where, oh hey, okay, so this is the new mechanic that you have, the toy soldier, and here's exactly how it works, without explaining too much, right? Without having you read like loads of text and stuff, which I feel like is a very good way of introducing these new toys in this case.
So in this level we have just a quick overview with this one, this little labyrinth that you have to solve. I really do like, it's one of my favorite levels, I think. Atmosphere and how it looks, I don't know, just like really simple. And
It's really nice. And it's a nice puzzle as well, this whole maze, I think. It's very fitting also for the theme. Like, this is how I would expect a sort of a monastery garden to look like. Obviously, maybe that's not realistic view of things, but I kind of expect a monastery to have like a sort of a planted maze in their garden, which, you know, obviously is a stupid idea, but
It works.
it works, yeah. It catches the tone of the game. And these little glowing bits that you see on the floor, maybe, those are just basically checkpoints, right? So obviously you don't die in this game, but if you get caught, you have to retry again from the last checkpoint.
And obviously this level is, well, it looks pretty straightforward because I know which way I need to move these things. But,
Yeah, of course.
The first time I played it, took me a little while to figure out which direction I need to go, because I mean, it's a little maze after all. I'm not gonna be lost here for hours, but I want to think about, or have to think about the way you use it.
Yeah. No, but I mean, obviously it is designed to take a little while. And obviously, as testers, and especially you as a lead tester, you've played this game for many hundreds of hours probably already.
Yep.
So, you know the ins and outs of every level, obviously. No, but,
Another fun thing that you need to be aware of, actually, because I just ran into one. These chickens, they make sounds, and the monks are going to react to them. So if you run into a chicken next to a monk, that can really mess you up, because they will notice the chicken running and they will investigate. And I got caught numerous times with the chicken.
Yeah, essentially they work similarly to the stone, I would say.
Yep.
Right?
I mean,
there's a certain radius around the chicken when it like starts balking.
Yep.
Or
if I can show you one.
Going or whatever, and then when the monks or any opponent really is close by, they'll react to it.
Yeah, you can also throw stones in their direction, so they will run from them, make noise, and you can use that to your advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously, if you do it right, you could use the chickens to your advantage too. Yeah, sure.
So this one we need to use a little bit different, because you need to use the fact that he's gonna walk back to his place and run behind him.
I remember playing this level before the toy soldiers were introduced. An earlier build where we just had the rocks, and I was really struggling with this guy. Obviously, it's designed this way, so in hindsight that made total sense, but I remember I was like, how am I supposed to do this? I don't know. I still made it work somehow, so it's possible to do it without the toy soldiers. But it's definitely more difficult.
Three more kids in this level that we need to rescue. Like that guy.
Well, we'll see how many we find.
Yeah, and you need to be, like you said, you need to be careful, when running, because people make noise and they will react to it and investigate the noise that you make. So now, tricky part. I played this like a few days back and struggled to get back. Avoid that guy feeding the chickens.
Yeah. You also kind of need to avoid the chickens themselves.
Yeah, and that guy back there playing
Yeah.
violin. No friend.
Nice.
I know he checks one of the pots, I'm not sure which one.
Okay.
Or maybe he checks both, I'm not sure.
Oh no.
Nope.
Nope. Okay,
Fine.
we're good.
He did.
I remember we had a funny, well, not really a bug, I guess, but in the beginning, those chickens, you could like sort of kick them around. Unintentionally, obviously, but if you just walked into them, they would just sort of roll over the ground.
You could play chicken soccer.
Yeah. It was pretty funny, but obviously unintentional and made the game a lot harder because they were just basically rolling around the floor uncontrollably,
and
alerting everyone.
it was fun though.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about, you know, you hear bugs and you always think, oh, this is, you know, just game-breaking stuff. But sometimes it can actually be really entertaining.
This one was definitely very entertaining.
Yeah.
It's fixed up. No more shooting chickens.
Yeah. The chickens did nothing wrong. Maybe that mechanic that you're using to see the view counts, maybe explain that a little bit.
Yeah, so you can use what I call usually is bird mode or bird view. We have this little blue bird guide that you get at the beginning, helping you out and getting a better overview over stuff. And also you will see the view counts of your enemies. You want to avoid yellow lines right there.
Yeah.
And now I need to think.
It's something that's explained in the tutorial at the beginning, but since we skipped the tutorial,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah. And I just use them sometimes to see how far exactly their crones go, and I think I can make
close one. If you stay there for too long, he'll see you.
And yeah, if you stay in the view cones for too long, But you have, I think, a few frames while jumping out of the base that you can use.
Yeah. There's a couple frames that they won't see you at all, and then you may see this later on. They'll have this little question mark above their head, and they'll notice that something's off.
Yeah.
But if you get out of sight quick enough, they won't actually go and investigate.
Yep.
But if you stay, you know, visible for too long, you know, they'll go and check it out, and more often than not, they'll find you.
Yeah, they will, and they're faster than you too. So
yeah, they are. Like, you can run away from them if you're super quick and if you can like go around a corner and hide immediately or something. So if you're very good and very well positioned, you can get away from them.
yeah.
But it's, you know, if you don't have a plan B, it's not going to be a long chase. They'll just catch up to you in no time.
And if they see you running into like hiding into something,
They'll also find you there.
they will find you.
Yeah.
So this part is a little bit tricky because we need to lure him past, but far enough so he doesn't come too close to the boxes.
Yeah.
So let's hope this works. Be as small as possible in this corner.
Yeah. So yeah, that's obviously another. If you like, monks will also notice you when you just get too close to them. Oh, right. So.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't. Oh no, he doesn't see it.
Yeah, but you can pick them back
Yeah,
up. So this was like here.
Yeah, that should be.
This might be too close to my hiding spot though.
Well, we'll see.
Hello, friend. Ooh.
So yeah, if you get too close, they'll notice you even if they don't technically see you.
Yep.
Like if you.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, obviously it makes sense. Like if you bump into them from behind, they'll be like, oh, that's not right.
You'll probably notice me too, although if I'm sitting here, you'll probably like,
Yeah, of course.
all right on.
Absolutely.
Oh, we even got an achievement for that.
There you go.
Let's see.
Uh-oh.
That probably ain't good.
You'll be fine.
Alright, so now
Oh yeah.
we can actually introduce a new character. Which is about time, I think.
Yeah.
And you can also play his mom.
Yeah, you will.
And you will
In certain levels.
get all the explanation of how and why and what they're doing there during the story. So it will all be
Yeah, it will all make sense once you
Revealed at some
see all the cutscenes and play with everything. Yeah.
I actually think it's so fun that you can do the water. So
Yeah.
not hanging there. Right, so this is an interesting mechanic because you will need to activate all these.
All these explosives.
Yes.
Yeah. Essentially, the mother, you know, essentially she works the same as El Hijo, but she has some certain abilities, or each of them has abilities that the other one has not.
Yep.
right? Which, for example, she can vault, as you've seen, she can vault over smaller obstacles, which Elito can't. But I believe she can't hide in those pots, for example,
she
right?
can't hide in this.
Obviously, because she's a grown-up, like a bigger person.
But she can destroy them. Elihu cannot destroy them at the moment. So. Yeah, they all, like I said, they all have different...
Yeah.
She can shoot those locks, which Elihu cannot.
Right.
So.
The essential goal is the same. Get through the level, you know, fulfilling your objectives, in this case arming the explosives, without getting spotted. But your means of going around the level are different. Shot.
Barely. Now we need to... Nice. Use the chicken to our advantage.
Yes.
Get up here.
And this is the first glimpse that we get of a new area, actually, as well. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, right. It's outside the monastery for the first time. You're correct. And she's a little, she's a little further than.
Yeah. We'll still have to catch up, but.
Oh, that's surprising.
They remind me of me. I wake up in the morning. So again, essentially the mechanic of hiding behind stuff is not new at this point, but again, a new way of getting through the level is hide behind the bison, because of course it works, why not?
I mean,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
why wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Throw this guy away because
Yeah, and one thing that you can also see here is Elihu, the boy himself, was just throwing his stones up until now, right? And Mother already has the slingshot, which essentially the mechanic works the same, but she can shoot the stones or the rocks a lot further. And at some point he'll get the slingshot as well, and his range will increase too. That's all these smaller little advantages that you unlock as you progress. Which,
she also has a stronger. She has a stronger slingshot though
Yes.
than Elihu has, and she can destroy stuff.
Yeah.
So.
She's also, she's physically stronger.
Yeah.
Purely because she's a grown up. Yes.
Well, I could have made that.
Well, it's risky. Yeah.
Now we play the waiting game.
Yep.
Just hanging around. Just about me. Right.
This is it. Whoa! Close one.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Okay, that was close. Maybe. She is also faster, right? She can sprint quicker than Elihu.
Yes.
I think.
She might be faster, yeah, but I still catch you because she's dealing not with monks but with bandits.
Yeah.
Who are just gonna point their weapons.
Oh yeah, right. Their catching mechanic works a little differently. So the monks will just run after you and actually catch you, whereas these guys will just,
they will just
point their guns and
be
freeze.
Yeah, you better do it.
You better do it. Yeah. That's right.
Drum roll, please.
Yeah.
All right.
And here we are, back again.
It's kind of like a little dream that the guy had. Kind of falling.
Maybe. Who knows?
Alright, so now we're back in the monastery. We're in the Catacombs, I think.
Yeah. It took quite the tumble here.
Yeah.
So this is, I mean, there's been some hints before, but I think this is one of the levels where it really it becomes more and more obvious that these are not just regular monks. There's something fishy going on. As you can see right here.
Doesn't seem quite right.
This doesn't seem like a... Ooh. This is not a normal monastery. But yeah, obviously there's more to it than just a kid escaping his foster home, basically. You know, there's obviously more to the story. So yeah. That's where the bird comes in.
Yeah, just where they kind of end up. So this one doesn't break.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly which ones was me and which ones were other people. I remember the session that we had. Like an hour or two just sitting there going.
Works out pretty well.
Yeah, of course, yeah, it fits. And again, since, you know, the story is told through visuals and all that, so, and cutscenes obviously, but nobody speaks, which is also a design choice of, you know, making it accessible to anyone really.
It's also, I think, like, he's a little boy, and I don't think he really cares all that much about like the monks and the bandits around him rambling.
That as well, yeah.
For him, it's all just kind of noise, and he wants to get out here. So.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, who did the Spanish voices? You know?
Sorry?
Who did the Spanish voices? Because the bandits sometimes they ramble something in Spanish.
I'm not sure.
It sounds Spanish.
Yeah. It could be a fake sort of Spanish sounding, you know, stuff. I don't know actually.
There's one kid that.
Oh yeah. Well,
I'll leave that to you guys to figure out how to get to it, because this one a little more tricky to get that one. Sure. We don't want to like take away everything, so. Yeah, this doesn't seem right as well.
Nope. There's something ain't right here.
So, avoid because he's searching it.
That was definitely me. Oh boy. Well, okay, so as long as it's dark though, they can't really see you unless they really get close to you.
Yep. No, you can really use the darkness. But this was, like, you can see the red circle is kind of the radius, so where they will catch you if you get too close to them.
Yeah, but they can't really see anything.
Yeah, that's that was pretty close.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That was like right on the edge of
Yep, definitely. They can still hear though.
Yeah.
So that's another,
if you would
that's
run,
another thing.
they would turn around and probably catch you instantly.
Yeah. And this this box also makes noise, as you saw.
Yeah. Yeah, they would not see the toy in the darkness.
Nope.
Because I pushed it into light.
Yeah.
All these red eyes here, they don't seem quite right as well. Feeling washed.
Well,
Who are you guys? Oh,
are you all right?
you okay in there? Send someone.
I like the style though. Especially these later sort of monastery levels where it gets, you know, more and more evident that something's kind of off.
Yeah.
That's really sort of, you know, the mystery part.
Yeah. You need to figure out what exactly is going wrong.
You got a swinging, or actually two swinging chandeliers.
Yeah. This is kind of a
Oh!
kind of a timing thing. Too close to control.
Oh, gotta get close.
Yeah, I think I've played it like that much that I'm gonna have timings down.
Yeah, yeah.
They're just margins. But sometimes it's just like pure coincidence.
Yeah. So
So
you have to
now-
get the cycle.
You can not get caught by the explosion because that's gonna shine light on you. And we talk to this little fella here. And we'll make the explosions smart. Now it's kind of fireworks, so
Yeah.
wait for the explosion. Wait for this is Atlas.
Yep.
Yeah, and if you
There
get
she
spotted
comes.
by her, she will like command her monk. She will command her monk friends to chase you. So as soon as she spots you, pretty much you lost.
Yeah.
She's gonna get you.
She's sort of a boss.
Yeah, mini boss.
Mini boss, yeah. In a way.
Yeah. She doesn't do anything. She just points with stuff, and then you're like, well,
Yeah, and then
I
everybody's
guess,
like, oh, get him!
I guess this is where I restart. She's go to.
Yeah.
Old lady.
And away we go.
I'm missing the venom.
It's very dark.
I'm blinded by the light.
So, yeah, the thing is, you don't see this at home, but we've got very bright lights because of the green screen behind us. We got very bright lights shining in our faces, and it's really
Yeah.
tough to see in the dark. Here we go.
Right. And
Made it out.
yeah, this is where we actually made it out of. Should we watch it?
Yeah, we'll
I mean,
watch
we
it.
can
I
watch
think
it,
we'll watch
right?
this cutscene and then call it a night. Or
Yeah.
it's not that late yet.
No, but can call it a day.
Yeah.
This is this.
So these sort of cutscenes are the main plot driving devices.
Yeah.
Rather than
I've seen them a bunch now, and I still think they're drawn very beautifully. And now
what is happening?
I have a slingshot, and we can
Yeah, we can show off the slingshot, and I think then we'll.
also shoot stuff now.
Yeah.
We can shoot the small pots now. We cannot shoot the big ones that
Yeah.
Mother can, but we also have a slingshot, and this gives us new ways to explore the levels because we can now get rid of some barriers.
Yep.
And shoot farther.
Yeah.
Further.
I think. Yeah, I think we'll call it a day for now.
Show some stuff. Maybe
and,
show more
We'll,
next
de-
week.
we'll definitely show more next week, and we'll also hopefully, if they can make it, it's not quite certain yet, but I'm sure they'll try everything they can. We'll be here with the developers via video chat. Obviously, they won't be here in person because of the whole situation, but they'll hopefully be here via video chat, and yeah, we'll get to ask them a few questions about El Hijo and yeah, what was going on through during the development cycles.
You can also see the labyrinth up there that we escaped from. So,
Yeah,
like you said, it's all interconnected.
yeah, it's all interconnected.
You will also always get back to places that you've seen before.
You'll either see places that you've been to before, or there's sort of foreshadowing going on where you'll see places that you will get to at some point,
Yep.
which that's a pretty cool plot driving device in my opinion. But yeah, I'd say for now that's all we got, because obviously we don't want to show too much just yet. The game's coming out next Thursday, December 3rd.
Yes.
Mark the date, and yeah, and that's also when we'll be streaming again next week, 4 p.m. Central European time. whatever that translates to in your time zone.
Yep.
Yeah, and you can wishlist El Hijo already on Steam.
Yep.
And yeah, we'll get back to you once we're ready to release it. And
See you
until then,
Thursday.
yeah, see you next Thursday, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.